oh my God, by those Dragoons. That was brilliance. That was a huge, huge hit to the economy. Not the well, the production and economy, if you think about it. Because, all right, Hyun just wasted 525 minerals, obviously, now that I've done the math, for Sunkens, right? Those three. Plus, he's made 2 at his expansion. That is a lot of minerals. So he's going to have less mutas and less hydras that he can produce. And he lost the hatchery. So he not only does he lose the larva that he would have from that hatchery, which has in turn affected his build entirely because now he can't build it to the specifics that he normally does. But with the loss of minerals and drones, I guess that kind of evens out the amount of larvae he'd be able to spend, but you don't want to be put in that position ever because now he is playing Movie's game. Movie has now officially dictated the pace of the game. And Movie, you can see he's moving back to his base to try to anticipate all of these muta that are heading over to his base, considering he's only got 1 cannon in his main base. And standard is to have at least 2 cannons. And if you don't have Corsairs, I would argue you might even put 3. But now with his Dragoons, they're smart. It's smart play to just use your Dragoons for defense because why build cannons when you got mobile cannons? Obviously, they don't do the same damage or have the same hit points, but they're effectively the same thing. They can anti-air, they can range air, and it really was a good move to make. And now he's going up to 7 gateways, pretty impressive here. And Movie is doing a great job of defending. Hyun, on the other hand, has not done anything with this muta harass, and I love the pylon up there. This way he can see the muta, and they cannot take advantage of that cliff. And even if they try to, now with the Dragoons on the ramp, they're not going to be able to. And now Archon's out, and they hit the muta, and that hurts. They are clumped up muta, and you can see the damage they're taking. While he managed to take out 1 Archon, he took a ton of damage to those muta, and each muta can't take more than 2 or 3 more hits from cannons and or Dragoons. So Hyun, what the hell? He's got 2 Hydraless Dens. That's ridiculous. He's going for very fast Hydra upgrades, obviously, both speed and range, so he can try to do a tech switch without Movie catching on, but I don't think this is going to work. There are Templar out on the field, and Templar Goon is going to work wonders against these Hydras that are popping out now. So, in my opinion, Hyun is definitely very far behind in this game. While he's gotten that hatchery back up, he's going against Zealot Archon Dragoon. And I guess he's not going up against Templar quite yet. It looks like he's reserved those Templar to make Archons, which really isn't a bad idea. And there's a DT out on the field, by the way. But it's not a bad idea for a couple of reasons. One, there are muta out on the field. And the problem is, muta tend to take out your High Templar very easily, right? So that's a problem. But if you make them Archons, not only can they not take out the High Templar because you don't have them, but at the same time, they have trouble attacking your army at all to begin with, especially if they're clumped up like they are right now. Because the splash damage obviously just hurts them so much, so fast. It's like 4 hits from an Archon and they're dead. And, another big hit on them from that Archon. Very nicely done by Movie. But those mutas are being marginally effective. They are doing some damage. We're starting to see a lot of Hydras out at this point. But with the Archons and the Dragoons, I wonder how this is going to pan out. Really, now the Hydras are much more cost-effective than the Dragoons. But and now it looks like one of the Archons was taken out. So this could actually be bad for Movie. He's going up against Muta Hydra. He's got some, beautiful. I like this. He's got Zealots coming in from the back, so they can't micro away and hit the Zealots without taking hits from both the Zealots and the Dragoons. Very nicely done by Movie. I like how he chose to go around the top side rather than around the back side and have to run through and get caught up on the Dragoons. Very nicely done there. At the same time, we're seeing Movie. It looks like he's setting up to get another expansion. Another Archon out, and it looks like High Templar out on the field. See, that was 4 shots to take out that Muta. So those Mutas are very, very vulnerable to Archon attacks. And we still see these. And they go after the High Templar. It looks like they one-shot but it looks like at the same time a couple more Muta were taken down by that Archon. But I would say that was definitely a worthwhile trade for Hyun. Now Movie is still on the offensive. He's still being the aggressor here. While there are Muta out on the field and he's reacting to them, he's putting pressure on Hyun. Hyun has to micro these Muta if he's going to keep his base from going under siege from these hard, strong, heavy-hitting Protoss units. And now, Templar trying to get picked off again by Hyun's Mutas, but they were not successful, and I think he's waiting for Storm. I'm surprised he hasn't actually Storm. Yeah, there's a Storm catching quite a few Muta, and the Muta actually wander back into the Storm. But look at this. Look at the saturation in Movie's base. It is expansion. They are getting significantly lower. He's taken out quite a few probes, but now we're really seeing those Mutas being a lot less effective as time goes on. They're getting taken out way too quick if he's going to continue using them. So at this point, I think that he's going to try to stick mostly to Hydras. But at this time, look at the unit composition for Movie. It's beautiful. He's got Zealots, a lot more Zealots this time. Obviously, speed upgraded. +1 attack, by the way, on those Hydras. He's got Dragoons with range. He's got Templar and Archon in the mix. And he doesn't just have a couple of Dragoons. He's got a lot. And that's going to be great against the Mutas that are mixed in with the Hydras, as well as, now, it's kind of like the Muta-Ling concept, right? Do you attack the Lings or the Muta when they attack you? Well, do you attack the Zealots or the Dragoons? Really, you got to attack the Zealots because they're the ones up in your face, and arguably they're going to be doing more damage because of the unit sizes. So Zealots are going to do full damage against the Hydras, and Dragoons, I think, do half. I don't know. I gotta look it back up. Something like that. So, and that's because StarCraft is based on, a lot of it is based on two things. Attack type, whether it's explosive or just a regular attack, or unit sizes. They're small, medium, and large. So you'll see that Ghosts do a lot of damage versus Marines, but not so much against anything else. Nice Storm, catching Hyun a little bit off guard there. And at the same time, tanks do a lot of damage against big units like Dragoons, but not so much against smaller units. Same with Vultures. Vultures do a lot against, because tanks have explosive damage. And now we're seeing a big flank coming on from Hyun, but oh, beautiful Storms, taking out almost all the Hydras, and oh, Hyun, he is getting demolished right there. That was an amazing Storm. He must have caught like 14 or 16 of those Hydras. And now those Hydras are running away. Movie, on the other hand, is not taking many hits. At the same time, he's getting up his third base. Now we're going to have 3 base on 3 base. This is a horrible position if you're a Zerg player to be in. There's no way that he's going to be able to keep up with this unless he gets another base and another gas, most importantly, to start moving up his tech, because he is stuck in Tier 2 tech right now, and it just isn't enough to take on Movie's beautiful unit composition, because Movie could stay on ground forces this entire game, and he will come out ahead. He's got +2 weapons upgrade, by the way, and we haven't been seeing carapace upgrades from the Zerg player. We've been seeing range attack upgrades, and I'd like to see them click on a Zerg unit again to see exactly what the upgrades are at. But for the moment, Hyun is in a lot of trouble. And, oh, more Hydras getting stormed all over the place, and beautiful job. And now a frontal assault. There is no protection to those Sunkens as that hatchery was taken out, which I really think he should have put some buildings in place to that, but he did not. Now, the Hydras are coming in. Oh, more Storm, though, out on the field. He is doing a great job. Movie is saving those Storms for those Hydras. And GG coming from Hyun. So CJ is going to take the first match in this set against MBC. Hyun losing it, not too unexpectedly, with his, in general, horrible ZVP play. But very, very well done by Movie. Let's move on to set 2. Hope you guys are ready, because we got a big match coming up. See you there. GG.